July 1, 1916. Dawn breaks over the scarred earth of the Somme. A pale sun bleeds through low clouds, the air thick with the smell of smoke and dirt. In the British trenches, whistles blow. Young men, their faces tense, grip their rifles. They climb the ladders, stepping out into a hellscape of churned soil, tangled wire, and gaping shell holes. Rifles crack. Shells scream overhead. Men fall. And then, a figure rises from the haze. He's tall, lean, with an eye patch over his left eye. His left hand is missing, lost in a previous battle. A fresh wound bleeds on his head. He staggers, steadies himself, and raises a pistol in his right hand. His voice cuts through the chaos, firm and clear. Carry on, men. Carry on. He advances, moving forward into the enemy lines. Again and again. This isn't fiction. This is Sir Adrian Carton de Wiart, the resilient soldier. A man who endured 11 serious wounds, survived 2 aircraft crashes, and lived through 6 decades of conflict. A man who faced unimaginable danger with unflinching resolve. In his own words, he wrote, "Frankly, I had enjoyed the war." How does a man become this? He wasn't born this way. He was shaped, forged through challenge, through service, in the pursuit of duty. Let us go back to the beginning. Brussels, May 5, 1880. Inside a fine townhouse on the Rue de la Loi, a child is born, Adrian Carton de Wiart. His father, Leon, is a Belgian lawyer from a noble family with connections to the court. His mother, Ernestine, has Irish heritage and is a devoted parent. Young Adrian grows up speaking both French and English. He learns to ride horses early, and he devours the stories of great leaders and military campaigns from his father's library. His eyes light up at the sight of world maps. But tragedy strikes early. When Adrian is just 6 years old, his mother passes away from a long illness. He remembers her gentle, warm touch, and then the stillness. His father remarries, but his stepmother is distant. Adrian is sent away to school, first to a Jesuit academy in Belgium, and then, at 11, to the oratory school in England. He dislikes the stone buildings and strict rules, but he learns discipline and the value of sport. He learns to stand firm and to hold his ground. Next comes Oxford. He enrolls in Balliol College in 1897 to study law. He attends his classes, plays polo, and enjoys evenings with friends. But his mind is elsewhere. News from Africa dominates the papers. The Boer War has begun. British forces are fighting local commandos in a war of swift movement and surprise attacks. Adrian is just 19, but he knows he must go. He lies about his age, enlists as a simple trooper Carton, with no rank and no special treatment. Just a rifle, a horse, and an overwhelming desire to serve. He sails on the troopship SS Gaul, arriving in Cape Town in 1900. The heat is intense, dust is everywhere. His first taste of action comes near Pretoria. As his column advances, they are ambushed by snipers in the hills. A shot hits his side. Another strikes his hip. He falls, bleeding onto the hot, dry earth. Medics find him barely conscious and send him home, discharged from service. For most, the war would be over. But Adrian does not yield. He recovers in a London hospital. Doctors are amazed by his progress. The wounds were severe, and infection was a constant threat, but he perseveres. He heals. Soon, he is back in Africa, this time with a proper commission as a second lieutenant in the Imperial Light Horse. He returns to the open plains, joining patrols, resting under the stars, and living on simple rations. Here, he learns the true nature of conflict, not ceremony or practice, but the chaos of surprise, withdrawal, and response. The war ends in 1902. Adrian is recognized for his service, but peace feels confining. He joins the regular army, the 4th Dragoon Guards, and is posted to India. He finds the life of polo matches and club evenings dull. Then, in 1904, a new call to action arrives. In British Somaliland, a local leader named Mohammed Abdullah Hassan is challenging colonial control with camel-mounted warriors. Adrian volunteers for the Camel Corps. He patrols the desert, enduring scorching days and freezing nights. During an attack at Gumbaru, his unit is swarmed by fighters emerging from cover with spears and rifles. A bullet strikes Adrian in the face, destroying his left eye. The pain is intense, but he keeps moving, walking back to camp and refusing assistance. Surgeons in Aden remove the eye. He remains calm. It was a nuisance, he would later remark. From this day forward, he wears the black leather eye patch that would become his trademark. He immediately resumes his duties, and his legend begins to grow. Then, Europe explodes. On June 28, 1914, in Sarajevo, Archduke Franz Ferdinand is assassinated. The continent mobilizes for war. Adrian, now a captain, is eager to get to the front. After one last operation in Somalia, where he takes a bullet graze to the ear and just smiles, he arrives on the Western Front in October 1914. He joins the Gloucestershire Regiment, living in the damp, earthen trenches. At Ypres in 1915, during the Second Battle, he faces gas attacks. As yellow-green clouds drift across the battlefield, he is hit by shrapnel. His left hand is mangled, barely attached. He binds it himself and continues directing his men. At the field hospital, the surgeon hesitates, worried about infection. Adrian urges him to act. The hand is removed. Within weeks, he is back at the front, promoted first to major and then lieutenant colonel. Which brings us back to the Somme on July 1, 1916. A day of catastrophic losses for the British Army. Adrian leads from the front, attacking the fortified position of La Boisselle. He is struck in the head, the bullet passing clean through his skull. Bleeding profusely, he refuses aid, telling medics to attend to others. His ankle is shattered, but he continues to guide the advance until the position is taken. For his actions, he is awarded the Victoria Cross, Britain's highest honour for valour. His only comment, "It was quite engaging." The war goes on. At Passchendaele in 1917, he is hit in the hip. At Cambrai, shot through the ear. At Arras, through the leg. 11 major wounds in total. He commanded 3 different battalions, each time taking over after the previous commander was lost. His men followed him with absolute devotion. When the armistice finally comes in 1918, the world celebrates peace. Adrian writes, "Frankly, I had enjoyed the war." His adventures were far from over. In 1919, he joins the British military mission to Poland during the Polish-Soviet War. His train is attacked by cavalry. He gets out and fights them off with his pistol. He survives one plane crash behind enemy lines and a second deliberate train derailment. Poland awards him its highest military honor, the Virtuti Militari. He retires to a country estate in Poland, but restlessness follows him. When Germany invades Poland in 1939, Adrian, now 59, escapes under fire. In 1940, he commands an Allied force in Norway. In 1941, his plane is shot down over the Mediterranean. Despite being in his 60s, with one eye and one hand, he swims a mile to shore, where he is captured and taken prisoner. He spends months in an Italian castle, where he helps dig an escape tunnel. He escapes, disguised as a peasant, and spends 8 days on the run before being recaptured. Released in 1943, he is immediately sent to China as Winston Churchill's personal representative to Chiang Kai-shek. After the war, he slips on a mat in Rangoon, breaking his back. He recovers. Finally, he retires to County Cork, Ireland, spending his days fishing and reflecting. He passes away peacefully on June 5, 1963, at the age of 83. His memoir closes with a line that captures his unique spirit. "Governments may think and say what they like, but I have never met a soldier who did not enjoy war." He was one of a kind. The unkillable soldier. 11 wounds. 2 plane crashes. A sea escape. A tunnel escape. One incredible life. What makes a person so resilient? It's not chance or destiny. It is will. A steady, enduring will. In a world of caution, Adrian Carton de Wiart was steadfast. And steadfastness is a quality that lasts. Thanks for watching. If you were moved by the story of the unkillable warrior, please like and subscribe for more tales of legendary figures.